Hi, my name is John Anderson, and I'm pleased to be joined today with a good friend of mine, Tamie Phillips, and we were going to be interviewing her and discussing with her today about her experience she had in Argentina. Tamie is the newest member of Team Canada and had a great time down in Argentina. Tamie, welcome aboard.
Thanks, John. I'm really pleased to be here, and yeah, it was really fun in Argentina, so I'm really looking forward to sharing with everyone.
Well, let's first do the official welcome to the team.
Thanks, John.
As you know, Rocky Mountain Show Jumping has been running tournaments here for about 15-20 years, and we've grown our business in the last number of years by celebrating the successes of others. And certainly Tamie Phillips is a success story to be shared with everybody, and we're pleased to be doing that here today.
Thanks, John. I really appreciate that, and I can honestly say that a lot of my success in the last few years is due to the, the amazing improvements that you've done here at Rocky Mountain Show Jumping, and the great classes, and especially the FEI classes that you've put on. So thanks so much for that.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Listen, we have to start first by saying thank you to our friends at The Edge. It's a fantastic supplement for horses, and they're helping us produce this whole interview for you, and so we want to thank them. We have to thank our friends at Farm Vet. They sponsored one of our big Grand Prix this summer, and I think there's a little bit of goodies for you when the thing's over.
Vet.
And of course,
Perfect.
for a little bit of Christmas cheer, our friends at Big Rock Brewery, who also have a little little present for you.
Super.
Okay.
Little Christmas cheer.
Super. Tamie, the Canadian Equestrian Team.
Yeah.
Okay. You grew up, I believe, you were born in Kamloops.
Yes.
December 1st, 1972. Oh, you just celebrated a birthday.
Yeah, thanks, John.
Happy birthday, happy birthday.
Great.
You grew up on a ranch in Kamloops,
Yeah.
and you started taking formal lessons at the age of 9,
Yeah.
and then as a teenager you turned pro on your 18th birthday. Oh, great.
Just a few years ago.
And it says here that your first taste of national success came in the mid-90s when you qualified for the Talent Squad finals at the Toronto Royal Horse Show.
Yep.
Oh, super. So you've been riding for a while.
Yeah, I got on my first horse when I was 3 years old, and of course that was a Western horse, and his name was Ace. And
Ace.
we started by, going out on the ranch and checking fences and chasing cows.
Well, that sounds like fun. Actually, Kelly and I have just got some cow horses here,
Oh.
and we're looking forward to doing a little bit of that ourselves.
Oh, great.
Team. Was it always in your aspirations?
It was. I actually distinctly remember when it first came on my radar. I think I was about 13, and I was in Vancouver, and I remember watching Mark Laskin school some of his horses, and that's when I was like, oh, you know what? I really want to do that. So for sure, yeah.
Well, super. I mean, for those of you who don't know, Mark Laskin has taken over the role as the head chef to keep for Team Canada, replacing Terrence Miller, who basically retired this year after a real run of success with the Canadian Equestrian Team. So, hey, you were idolizing and watching Mark Laskin, and now you get to ride on a team with him being your chef.
Yeah, it was great. It was a super experience, and everyone that was on the team was just super, and Mark, of course, it was fantastic having him as the chef, and yeah, we had a great time. And
Tamie went down to Buenos Aries, Argentina in November, and she made her Canadian team debut along with 3 other newcomers, Ben Asselin, Francois Lamontagne, I hope I said that right.
Lamontagne, yeah.
Lamontagne, okay. And of course Jen Sarek from Calgary. Wow, three Calgarians. Well, Calgary close enough, Strathmore, you get it. And you did battle down there in Buenos Aires with, what, 4 other nations?
Yeah, there ended up 4 other nations, and we put up a great fight. We ended up with everyone on the team actually put in super rounds. Francois had 0 faults, so he was definitely our shining star, but I wasn't far behind. I just had 1 rail down at the second jump, but my mare jumped great, and then Jen Sarek and Ben Asselin also put in great rounds. So yeah, it was a a really great experience. Unfortunately, the Americans just were hard to beat that day.
Well, super, super. Let's go back a step though. Now, tell everybody about the process. How did you decide you wanted to maybe put your name in to compete at this team in Argentina? Who did you have to talk to? What did you do? What was the process for everybody out there who doesn't know how you became a member of this team?
Well, I started out this spring, and of course it was kind of always on the radar as far as, at this stage in my career, getting onto the team is definitely something that you strive for. I really was really happy with my mare Lersha. She started out this year and had some great results early on, great results here at the Bow Valley Classics, which were FEI competitions. And then my points for FEI just started to come up and up and up. And I think I had to declare that I wanted to go to Buenos Aires right around the first part of August. So I put in my declaration for the team, and then of course I had to continue to do well to actually get named to the team. I had some great finishes here at a Rocky Mountain Classic 1 and 2, which really helped my point standings, and then had a nice Masters, and then I got named to the team. So it was pretty exciting times.
Well, super, super.
Yeah.
I know everybody out there, when you think about that, I mean, a lot of riders want to be on the team and compete and do all that stuff, but at the end of the day, every team, there's basically 4. Okay, in an Olympics or a Games, you'll have 5 people because you'll have a reserve rider. But everybody has to fill out a form and say, yes, I'm interested. Please look at me. Please consider us, right? And I'm just glad that the team, the powers to be at our Canadian team, decided, hey, this is a good chance to, let the young guns get out there and start doing something.
Good. I'm glad you said young guns. That's very
That's right. Okay, we're not going to remember that you had a birthday here recently.
No birthday. No.
Buenos Aires, Argentina. Okay, that's a long ways away.
Yes, it is.
We're going to let you have a little look, courtesy of our friends at Google Earth, just how far we are from Rocky Mountain show jumping to Buenos Aires. But while we're doing that, Tamie, tell us, how you got there. How did this happen? 4 horses from basically Western Canada, the one from the East, had to get down there.
Yeah, it was quite the journey for sure. We did opt to fly the 3 horses that were coming from the West, just because if we would have tried to take them by truck and trailer, it's just too many hours and, maybe would interfere with their performance. So we ended up having to take the horse trailer with the horses in it down to Spokane. And then from Spokane, we flew the horses into Miami, and then took the horse trailer back up to Wellington, Florida, stayed there for 2 weeks to get our quarantine done, which was actually really good because it was really hot there and it was a great place for the horses to acclimatize. And then after the quarantine, we put them back on the airplane and flew them into Buenos Aires.
Well, that's great. You're in Florida, you're getting ready to go to Buenos Aires. Why don't we take a little break right now, and when we come back, you can share with us the experiences you had while you were down there.
I sure will.
On this day, we have one chance.
One moment to
show our best. We have prepared. We have made the
right choices. We have given
everything to each other.
Because we share
a passion for excellence. And with us along the way have been the
people of Green Hawk. Because it takes everything to be your best.
When performance counts, ride with Green Hawk.
When we came over to the house, I was like, this can't be happening to me. This has to be a dream. This is too good to be true. Cooking means so much to me because I can control what I cook and how I cook it. Whereas when I'm sick, there's nothing I can control.
She's had over 85 blood transfusions at this point in the past 3 years. And we'd sit there and we'd say, you know what? 1 more unit of blood, you're 1 step closer to your wish. And it gave her hope.
Well, great to be back here again with Tamie Phillips of Strathmore, one of the newest members of Team Canada, who competed down in Buenos Aires, Argentina in the Nations Cup. Tamie, you went down there, okay, you went to Florida first, you got your horses there, your horses flew into Argentina, now you've landed, you've got 2 weeks there, am I right?
Yes, yeah. It was great, actually. We ended up going to a horse show in San Jorge Village first, and it was perfect because, you know, with everyone being newcomers to the Canadian team, it was great to have a competition sort of under your belt that wasn't the Nations Cup. So we did a couple of classes there, and the competition was super. I was really impressed with the level of show jumping in Argentina. They had great riders and really nice horses, and the facility was super at San Jorge Village. And it was nice to be able to get in the ring and just get some classes under our belt before we had the Nations Cup.
Super. Now once you did your first week, then you moved venues, am I right? I think you moved to a place called El Capriccio or something.
That's correct.
How do you say
El
that?
Capriccio.
El Capriccio.
Yeah.
And the head of El Capriccio is the Presidente, as we learned, was what was his name here? Oh, Gerardo Wertheim. Gerardo Wertheim.
That's correct.
Oh,
I'm not sure if that's how it's pronounced.
Probably not.
But
I had the opportunity of speaking with some of the folks down at El Capriccio.
El Capriccio.
El Capriccio. Okay, you have to correct me on that once in a while. Sorry, guys. And they sent me a little promotional video that they've done, and I thought, Tamie, you know, while you're watching this, and we'll show all our friends and viewers at home.
Great.
Give us a little blurb about the trip down there and the facility, the venue.
Yeah, well, El Capriccio is beautiful. They did a fantastic job of turning it into, which is his own private estate, basically, into a fantastic top-level show jumping competition. Lots of trees, beautiful grass fields everywhere. I just loved it. And of course, on Sunday before the Grand Prix, they actually had a rock concert right on the Grand Prix field. So that was great.
During the horse show?
Yeah, seriously, like 2 hours before the Grand Prix started. I believe that's Diego Torres, I believe. And apparently quite a big South American rock star.
I'm noticing lots of helicopters and cigars.
Yes, lots of dignitaries showing up, and of course it seems to be the thing to do, show up in the helicopter. So yeah, it was great. Everybody's checking out the stables and the horses. So we even had actually kind of paparazzi at the VIP tent, so it was kind of a big deal.
So what is it here? They're taking the is that some of the rock stars, I guess, going out to see what's going on at the horse show?
I believe so. I'm not completely familiar with all the South American.
Now that's the president right there,
that's
right?
Correct.
On the right.
Yep, that's correct. And that's the VIP tent, and you know, you can see all the cameras flashing. I'm sure that's all the paparazzi, but I couldn't exactly point out who's the who's the rock star and who isn't.
Well, now, I mean, at this time of the day, I mean, this is a great little video for us, but you're in the background getting ready to do the competition.
We're getting ready, that's right. So, you know, and it was kind of hard to judge exactly when the rock concert was going to end and the show jumping competition was going to start. So we had a lot of relaying of.
So you're back in the barns, and your horses are getting your horses ready, and there's a bunch of music going on.
Exactly, loud music, and you know, I guess they probably had, I don't know, 10,000 people out on the Grand Prix field to actually watch the rock concert. So yeah, by the time that was done, and then we were trying to walk the course kind of as the rock concert was going on, it was really fun.
Wow. Yep. Now this, I guess, is this is probably a little bit of footage from the previous year.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, yeah.
But the field looks fantastic.
You know, the field jumped great, especially on the Sunday, because on the Friday there was torrential downpours, and that was originally when the Nations Cup was scheduled to go. And up to about an hour before the event, we were out walking the course, you know, soaking wet, and then they ended up canceling because it just was too dangerous for the horses to go.
That's smart. I mean, it's always tough as a tournament organizer to schedule things like the weather, but these guys are now watching this video. You guys were hoping you were standing on the top of that podium. You were just a little short, I guess.
Just a little short. The Americans were definitely on fire that day, and you know, despite everyone putting in fabulous efforts, we just couldn't quite catch them, so we ended up with the silver medal.
That's okay. Looks like they've got some fantastic jump material down there.
Yeah, I was so impressed, you know. The field was beautiful, the jumps are beautiful. Definitely a top drawer facility, and you needed to have a seasoned enough horse that didn't get too impressed with the actual feel of the field. Like, it had a really big atmosphere to it.
So, yeah, it looks like it. I mean,
yeah.
there's a bunch of things for them to look at out there, and
yeah.
All kinds of cool looking jumps
yeah.
for sure.
Impressive jumps, and a lot of people watching. So, yeah, it was a great place to show jump. That's for sure.
Well, super. Listen, why don't we take a quick little break again, and then when we come back, let's have a look at some of your rounds in the Nations Cup.
Super.
Spend thousands at clinics for what you get on equestriancoach.com for less than $1 a day.
To gain that kind of insight from those caliber of people in the business is just amazing.
For less than the cost of a single clinic, you can have an entire library of clinics at your disposal on equestriancoach.com.
I find that every coach and exercise brings something different to your training program.
It makes you believe that you can be an Olympic rider, and that's how amazing this site is.
In families like this, there's a respect for the things that matter most, for the joy of the moment, for the results that attention to detail can bring, and for performance beyond expectation. Kubota. Excellence without compromise.
We're pleased to be back with Tamie Phillips, talking about her trip to Buenos Aries, Argentina, and the first time she rode on the Nations Cup for Team Canada. Thanks, Jerry. You can go over there now. Lay down, lay down. Tammie's going to tell us about her ride. I think a lot of the people out there need to really understand what it means to ride for your country. Tamie, you know, you had all the process, you had the, you know, applying, getting accepted, coming to the team, making your trip, doing a little bit of stuff down in Florida together first, and then getting them to Argentina, okay? You were supposed to ride in the Nations Cup on Friday, but the weather was bad.
Yeah, exactly. So that was a bit of a tough thing because everybody was prepped for Friday. We were still out there walking the course in the pouring rain, thinking we were going to show in an hour, and then they canceled it on us. Good call, though, because really the weather was too atrocious.
Okay.
Yeah. And Saturday ended up beautiful.
So Saturday's the Nations Cup. So you wake up that morning, okay? You're gonna put on the pink coat.
Yes.
Okay. You're now showing for your country. For everybody out there, you know, our sport's a very individualistic sport, and you know, we don't get a lot of time and chances and opportunities to compete for a team. It really is something different. Tamie, what does it mean for you that day? What were you thinking before the event?
Well, I can really tell you that, you know, the weeks kind of leading up to the event were really much more nerve-wracking for me. You know, just making sure everything would come together and, you know, was everything going to end up okay? Was I going to be too nervous to ride well on the day of the competition? And the fabulous thing about it, and the way that Team Canada put the whole series together, I felt actually really confident, and I really just wanted to go out and put in my best ride on the Saturday. And, you know, I was really proud. I thought we did a great job of that on Saturday. So, yeah, I think by then the nerves were calmed down and I was just ready to do my job.
Well, All the results you've had in the past here at Rocky Mountain Show Jumping, we know you're a Saturday and Sunday rider. So let's get on with the Nations Cup, okay?
Okay.
Again, our friends down there were very helpful for us, and they've sent us all the rounds. So we're going to share with you, and we posted a few of these things on our Facebook page here recently,
nice.
So some of our fans could see it. But you're going to critique yourself now.
Okay, yeah.
And you know, you've gone in the ring. There was 5 teams, right?
4 teams, actually.
4 teams,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
And now you know it's your turn. I think you were the second rider in the rotation for Canada.
Yeah, Jen went first.
Okay.
And you know, she didn't have her best round. It wasn't bad, but I think she had 3 down, and so definitely coming into the in-gate, I was feeling like, okay, you know what, I have to lay it down here. I can't just kind of cruise along and coast along. I got to put in a good performance. So.
Okay, well, have a look at the screen, guys, and we'll let Tamie critique her round. And here's your very first ride as a member of Team Canada. Walk us through the round, okay?
Okay. Well, I can remember, first of all, just walking into the ring, and Lulu was actually pretty tight. Like, it was a really big atmosphere, and she was definitely having a little look around. There was a big crowd, and she was pretty impressed with the whole thing. So, you know, riding up to jump 1 here, I just had enough leg on. It was a bit of a wide jump, but she's a little tight here in her back, a little bit tough in the mouth, and boom, 1 down. My heart sunk. Seriously, I was like, oh, I have to put the rest of this round together. And it's not the best thing to be thinking as you're riding down to the jump, right? So I'm like, okay, come on, get it together, girl, make it happen. And so by this point, I was determined, like, just make it happen. And, you know, kudos to my horse. She rose to the occasion. And I thought, actually, from this point on, started to jump really well. Very difficult turn back here. It was a tight turn back to the triple combination. It didn't walk huge, but the footing was just a touch mucky, and it rode a little scopy, but she was good there.
Yeah, you told me that. It was a little bit sticky in the corner going into the combination,
yeah, just a little bit. Big oxer here, and we're riding to the water jump. I had to move up big because it was a little bit spooky. But she jumped it easily, and then a little bit, let's get organized. Maybe could have left 1 step out there to the Australia jump.
I said that here earlier to you. There's an Australia jump in Argentina. I don't get it, but that's fine.
I don't either, but that's okay. A little bit of a wading ride here to this double set of oxers, which were quite large. And then coming down to the Lost Vertical, it was a really quiet ride in there, so I had to just struggle a little, and then just making under the time allowed. I think I was under the time allowed by about 0.5. So
that's okay, as long as you're under the time allowed.
Yeah, exactly.
So you obviously are breathing a big sigh of relief here. You've jumped in your first round as a member of Team Canada with just 4 faults.
You know what? I was so pleased. Really, I was. You know, a hair disappointed because it was like we had an easy jump down. But the good thing about it is that we came around and jumped with only 4 faults, so I was happy.
The one thing we've learned in this sport, all of us, is that there's never an easy jump. This is a difficult sport, and no matter what you're jumping, they do come down. But kudos, Tamie. That was a great first round.
Thank you. Yeah.
You know, the Nations Cup, riding on the team, riding for your country, it's important to put in the best score. And you know, as a team member myself and doing all these things, you know, you want to go out there and you want to ride clear.
You really do.
But if you can, you know, you got to hold it to 4 or 8 at the most, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And if you get that, then you hope, you know, there's a drop score. Again, for all of you out there, a Nations Cup is 4 riders on a team, and everybody rides the first round, and then they take a drop score. So the lowest score gets removed, so then it's the top 3 added together.
Exactly.
So your leadoff rider had 8 faults, I think, 8 or 12.
12, I think.
We'll have to double check that.
Yeah, check that out.
You had 4 faults. So who was the next 2 riders on the team?
And then Ben Asselin went around, and he ended up with just 4 faults, which was also a great score. And then our anchor rider, Francois Lamontagne, ended up with a clear round, had a beautiful ride, and he had a fabulous 2 weeks, actually. I think his horse was phenomenal. So you're finishing round 1 with a total of 8 faults. Yeah.
Okay, so then why don't we take a little break and we'll come back and we'll go through round 2.
I'm 6 and I'm Darcy. Yeah, my face is chubby though. Again. I don't know how that's happening, but we're going to figure out soon.
Here's this kid who has been through so much, and all he wants is his family.
When there's no family and it's tough, I'm just all alone. And it makes me happy that I have family all around.
Okay, we're back with Tamie Phillips. Tammie's going to take us through her second round in the Nations Cup at Buenos Aries. Canada is sitting in second spot now after round one. Jen we went and checked here. She had 8 faults in the first round. You and Ben both had 4.
Yeah.
And
Francois
was clear. So Team Canada has a score of 8 faults after round one. And we're going to go to round 2. So Jen leads off, okay, and she has a way better round. She just hit 1 rail down.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great score too, right?
And then, so now it's your turn to walk into the round for your, into the ring for your second round.
Yeah.
Let's walk us through it. Once again, guys, we've put you on live here, and she's going to walk through. So go ahead, tell us about round 2.
Well, right off, I felt that she was more relaxed, you know, second time in the ring. And it's always interesting because bringing them back for the second round, you know, you want to make sure you have enough horse left and everything else. But she was good to go, and I was very determined to make it happen and try to put in my best round. Oh, jump 2.
Well, you already better. You got over
better.
You're already doing better.
Yeah. You know, maybe a little bit quicker to cross the ground because I wasn't, you know, I was trusting her and believing that she was going to, you know, do her job and jump well, and I really thought she was good here. Yeah, turning around back on the big oxer on the outside there.
Now, you said it was a little bit sticky here in the first round. Did the ground get a little better for the second round?
They actually moved this triple a little bit to put it into some better footing, so that was great. And it still rode a little bit big, but, you know, she managed it just fine. Second round.
Yeah, it must have been a low spot in the ring. For all of us who have grass rings, we know it's tough. I mean, it's the best footing to jump on, but it's
oh, a little move up to that water jump again.
Now, I told you, she looked a little spookier at the water jump the second round.
It was spooky, that jump. I don't know. Yeah, and then just trying to be efficient here, trying getting you know, stand at the time allowed, and I think I ended up putting in 1 more step here than I really wanted to, but just wanted to try and get that straightness a little bit deep there and a little off to the right. And then a little bit of a wrestle to try and wait for this last vertical. But overall, I thought she jumped really well.
Wow, a clear round.
Pleased. Yeah.
Now, how'd that make you feel as the newest member of Team Canada?
You know what? I was thrilled. I thought, you know, anytime you can do a Nations Cup and put in a clean round, that's a pretty good day.
Well, super. Yeah. Well, congratulations. And I think you ended up, I think Ben went next again, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
And he had 4 faults again?
Yeah, he had 4 faults again. And then Francois went clean again on his horse. So, you know, overall, everyone had a great showing for the Nations Cup, and we just couldn't quite catch up to the Americans, who actually ended up putting in all clean rounds.
Oh my God, those pesky Americans!
Yes,
they're always tough out there.
They were hard to beat.
Well, again, guys, so you all know that with 3 riders having 4 faults, one of the 4 fault scores is dropped. So Canada finishes up with a total of 8 in the first round, and again 8 in the second round, and it was enough to get to second place overall.
Yep, and I think everyone was pleased with our performance.
Well, when we leave today, we're going to put a few shots of you guys on the podium for everybody to look at.
Those are good shots.
They're celebrating with some champagne and all that stuff too, of which you get some practice here because we like to do the same thing here.
True.
Well, listen, we're going to take a quick little break again, and then we're going to come back and we're going to have a bunch of you ask the questions through our recent posts in Facebook and, you know, get the answer straight from the horse's mouth, if you will. So we'll be back in a few minutes.
Families don't come together without a little hard work. They rise with dedication, commitment, and care, knowing there's always more that can be achieved together, and a standard that can be set a little higher. Kubota. Rise to the challenge.
I live to perform.
I love to win.
I thrive on precision and consistency.
Compete is so exciting.
It takes something special to push me further.
It's more than innovation.
The 2G Sports Saddle, the first of mixed material created by CWD Technology, is the revolution of the riding world. 2G is the next generation. Ride like the CWD champions with the 2G.
We're back with Tamie Phillips, celebrating, I guess, a silver medal in the Buenos Aries Nations Cup for Team Canada. Her first time on the team, along with Calgarians Ben Asselin, Jen Sarek, and from Quebec,
Francois
Lamontagne. I got to get that. It's a tongue twister for me. You've all seen in the last little while a bunch of the posts on our Facebook page. We pride ourselves on having a very interactive page. And we asked you to ask Tamie the questions. So thank you again for putting all your questions in to us. And if we use your question on the air, we're going to send you some awesome little trinkets and prizes. We have some first leg up hats, and we have some keychains and pins picked up by our friend Pedro when he was at the London 2012 Olympic Games in preparation for today's interview.
Thanks, Pedro.
That's pretty good, being prepared that far ahead of time. There's some good questions here. We've gone through 3 or 4 pages of them, and we're not going to keep you here all day, Tamie. We know you've got things to do. But we wanted to share some of these wonderful questions from you, our viewers. Lindsay Thomas. Again, if you hear your name, please just send us an email so we can have your address where we send something to you, okay? Lindsay Thomas says, Tamie, I have been riding for a long time and I want to know what helped you get the most... sorry, let me just get that again. I've been riding for a long time and want to know what helped you the most getting to where you are now. I want to get further, and any advice would be greatly appreciated. Congratulations.
Well, thanks very much, Lindsay. And I have to say that, you know, even when things are not going well and there's a lot of hard work involved, I think that just determination and perseverance can really make the difference, because there was definitely times in my career where it felt like it was just a lot of work, but eventually it pays off.
Well, good question, Lindsay. Make sure you send us your email so we can get your little prize sent off to you. A friend of ours who's on a few times, I see her on her page once in a while, Kelly D. Kelly asks, do you have or have you had a very special horse that helped you get far and learn a lot?
Well, actually, this is an easy one for me to answer, because, of course, that would be Lucas. You know, he was the horse that I rode to White Kubota Cup in 2005 and 2006 championships, and he... you know, won a few Grand Prix here at Rocky Mountain Showdown.
You don't need to tell me. For those of you who know Tamie and I always duel it out in the Grand Prix ring here out in the field, and she frequently stepped ahead of me in the ring. Well, mind you, we dueled it out pretty good.
It was pretty even, yeah.
And certainly the Kubota Cup Series that was held a number of years ago here across the country, Tamie, I think, won it twice, the Western Canadian
with
division.
Lucas,
With Lucas. Well, super. I have to ask this because I just, you know, it's I don't get it. It says Siobhan Haslahan says, "Way to go, Tamie! You've come a long way since PG." What is PG?
Prince George, BC, and I lived there.
I should have known that. I feel like an idiot
Thank you very much, Siobhan.
Okay, Kate Sisselhoff asks Tamie, when you are waiting for your turn to compete, what methods do you use to calm your nerves so your stress will not be transcended to your horse? Good question.
Yeah, that is a great question. You know, I think that's something that just comes with practice and a lot of mileage in the ring. Because for sure, as a young person competing, I struggled with my nerves at the back gate. And yeah, I mean, just over the years, I've kind of learned how to deal with that. Just try to just be quiet and always keep the welfare of the horse in mind.
Yeah, this sport is nerve-wracking. I mean,
it is.
We can all share horror stories about that, but
yes, we can.
you always seem to have it pretty well under control, though, Tamie.
Well, there are moments.
A local guy here, I know him, Bill Parrott. He asks, a lot of athletes are superstitious, wear the same socks, same gloves, etc. Do you have any such routines?
You know, I'm actually not that superstitious. I don't really have any particular routine or a particular pair of socks that I wear. Gross. But I do wear sunglasses a lot. It's not really superstitious, but that would definitely be one of those signature looks I have, simply because, you know what, I don't like having sunburned eyes.
But don't you have something with your eye? It really, the light really gets to you.
Yeah,
anyway.
It does actually, and that's why I have to keep them on.
Yeah, I've tried it a few times. I always wanted to do it because I thought it would look cool, but they just bugged me. I couldn't stand the clutter.
It's totally not for
cool. No,
like,
for sure. I just couldn't stand the clutter myself.
Yeah.
And for all of you who know Tamie, she's always great with the sponsors, great with her fellow exhibitors, and you know she always has a smile on her face. So please, kids out there, if you're aspiring or using her as a role model, pick that for sure, because she's amazing with everybody on the grounds, and she's always a pleasure to everybody here when she's competing at Rocky Mountain.
Thanks, John.
Let's look at a few more here. Oh, here's a good one. How about one from Kim Sheehan? Sheehan. Sorry, Kim, if I pronounced that wrong. Kim Sheehan. What strategies would you recommend to keep young riders involved in the sport when finances are limited?
Yeah, I mean, as everyone knows, it's an expensive sport, and you know, I had to work my way up for sure. And I think that the best thing I can say is that, you know what, try to learn from everyone, because everyone has something positive that you can take away from. And, you know, if you can just accumulate as much knowledge as possible and put that together, it's amazing where you can go in the sport. You know, have a dedication and be polite and nice to everyone and thankful, and there's always a place for people that have those kind of attributes.
The sport has changed a lot over the last number of decades, and you know, it's tough to get those stories now about the young kid who's been working hard and you know, paying her dues and doing all that stuff with not a lot of backing behind her. But there's still stories out there like that. So you know, just persevere, everybody.
Absolutely.
Shelley Misso Johnson. This is really good. Do you realize just how blessed you are to be able to have horses like this and go to all of these horse shows? How does it feel to fly? Guess that was 2 questions. I would have loved to have been able to do this when I was younger.
You know, I think I'm absolutely do realize how blessed I am, and I'm thankful every day for being able to do something that I love. And it is for sure something that I've worked really hard for my whole life. And, you know, for it to finally be sort of coming to fruition is huge. And yeah, flying is great. I love it.
Super. For those of you who know, we actually posted some photographs in preparation of this interview, and we remember posting one about you jumping the parrot jump down in Argentina. So I think that's,
remember that one.
I think that's where these questions come from. It seems like neither you or your horse or the parrots talked back over this jump. This is from Terry McManus, by the way. It shows a very brave and educated horse, but can you share a jump scenario that might put the spook in him, or her, I guess, let's say?
You know, it's amazing because she didn't actually even look at those parrots. I guess we see so much over the years that they get, you know, fairly used to things, and they trust you. But I can say that water jump in that ring, she definitely was having a look at that. So there you go.
She did have a look at that.
Yeah, she did.
Chelsea Clark asks, again, onto the same thing. They really like that parrot jump.
Yeah.
Chelsea asks, how do you train your horse to jump obstacles such as that, or any other natural obstacle that looks unusual to them?
You know, I have a nice little Grand Prix field that we built at my farm, and I really try early on in their career to start them over just little tiny logs and going up and down the little hill, and I try to make it super easy and normal so that they're kind of used to jumping strange things all the time. And then that way they build trust, and even if it's something that they spook at, they believe in you, so hopefully they do it. It doesn't always work, but...
No, it doesn't always. Well, super. Kendra asks along the same lines. Kendra Boyer asks, what is the scariest jump you've ever done?
You know, I remember the first time that I jumped the Puissance wall. I think it was with Starlet, and that was quite a few years ago. But that was spooky to me. You know, it got up to, I don't know, how big did that wall get? Maybe 6'3" or 6 foot.
Yeah, about 6'3", 6'6".
Yeah. Anyway, that made my heart beat.
Scary. I guess that's just because it's so big, right?
Yeah, for sure. I can't say that any particular jump is scary these days because we have to jump a lot of strange jumps out there now. But that wall was a bit intimidating. Yeah.
I've always liked, I don't know why I like jumping big jumps, because I'm actually, a lot of people don't know that, I'm a little bit nervous and a little chicken myself, but when you get to those, well, it is true. You just have to know it. Trust me. Ask Kelly, ask a few of these guys around here. But the big jumps for some reason don't bother me.
Yeah, and I'm totally the opposite. Yeah.
Well, why don't we get a few more here?
Okay.
Ooh, this is a very good question. Julie Moorcroft. Thanks for the question. How much do you rely on your grooms to determine what equipment you're going to use on a particular horse on a given day, or do you just use the same tack all the time?
Yeah, that's a great question. And you know, before these large events, we like to do a short hack in the morning with the horses. And I can usually use that to determine, for instance, if my horse is feeling quite strong and fresh, I might go to a little bit more bit. Or for instance, if they're a little bit tired, you might make sure that you have a little bigger spur or maybe a stick with you. Normally, I would say I make the call on the tack, but of course it's really important that your groom is really educated and knows how to have it all put together and get your horse to the ring on time. So yeah, you rely on them a lot.
Okay, well, good question, Julie. It actually reminded me of a question. Tamie, you share a little bit of the same help from a person on the ground a little bit this year. I've done before myself, got some help with a great friend of mine, Dayton Gorsline. Yeah. And I know he made the trip with you to Argentina. Yeah. And it just sparked a question. I believe you're riding Lurche in a bit that Dayton suggested, is that right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. We just kind of were discussing it because he's kind of helped me all summer, and you know, I think it's actually been that little, he's inspired that little extra push to kind of really get me to the Nations Cup. So yeah, he was the one who suggested the bit, and yeah, it's been working out.
Well, that leads into another question here, I guess, from another person, and I kind of share this with her because I remember when you were thinking about this. This is from Kelly Thurlow. Thanks
Kelly.
For the question, Kelly. We do know Kelly, actually. Yeah. Just over a year ago, you took a bit of a break from riding and stopped coaching. What made you come back, and what drives you to continue riding today? Now, I know this for a fact because I was saying the same thing to Tamie before, and you know, she was like, oh, I don't know, and you know, maybe I'm going to do something different, I'm not sure. Yeah. And of course, she didn't thank the Lord because she's now a member of our team.
Yeah.
Go ahead, elaborate.
Well, I think I was just, there'd been quite a few years there where I was just working so hard and, you know, not having bad results, but as you know, I just wasn't really, you know, putting in the results that would, for instance, get me on the team and do that kind of thing. And so a little bit of a break, I think, was perfect because I just, you know, just kind of kept my horses fit but didn't do a lot of coaching or a lot of showing. And then when I came back to it, my mare started to jump great, and I think I had a couple wins under my belt. And then I just, yeah, had a better attitude about it and really realized, yeah, I really love this, and had a great year.
I remember sitting in the same ring about a year ago, and you brought your mare over here, and we were actually shooting some footage because you were considering selling her. Are you glad you didn't?
I am so glad I didn't. And it's one of those funny things because she's a great mare, but I really didn't have that much interest for anyone to buy her, and so, you know, lucky me, I still have her.
That is lucky you. Yeah. That is lucky you.
Yeah.
Hey, one final question here. How about from Sharon Emmon Moulton? Again, Sharon, if I said that wrong, you know, please just let me know about it. Is there one particular comment made by a coach or mentor that inspired you? One that you play over in your mind over and over? If so, would you please share?
That's a great question. And actually, you know, there's a real definite moment where I remember I had Gail Greeno come to the Equestrian Center in Prince George and teach a clinic.
PG now.
PG, that's right. And we had a great lesson on a horse that had jumped some really big jumps, you know, 1.45 m. And I remember her saying to me, you know, looking right at me and saying, if you want to do this, you can do it. And that was huge because I was still kind of not sure if I had it in me or whatever. And, you know, I think I still go back to it and go, if I want it, I can do it. And it just gives you that little extra belief in yourself. So thanks, Gail.
Well, super. Well, listen, all of you guys, if we asked you your questions, please send us your email and your address. Just post it to our page, and we'll make sure we send off some of these awesome little trinkets and prizes that Pedro got for us. Listen, we're going to take a quick break again, and we'll come up and wrap with one of our country's newest members to the Canadian team, Tamie Phillips.
There's something about hard work that brings a family closer. And something about knowing that when we all work together, we're getting better all the time. It's what makes hard work feel like no work at all. Kubota. Have you got your ride to work?
Welcome back, everybody. We've been here with Tamie Phillips this afternoon talking about her trip to Argentina. You can notice this
lovely,
big, lovely trophy here. Each year, beginning last year, we've had the People's Choice and Management Choice Professional of the Year and Junior Amateur of the Year. And based on our fans and our followers, the People's Choice, and this was about a month ago, that it closed. You were awarded the People's Choice
Thanks, everyone.
Professional of the Year. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. That's really great. I'm honored.
It's been a pleasure to have Tamie here this afternoon sharing her experiences in Argentina as one of Canada's newest members to the Canadian Equestrian Team. We want to say special thanks to The Edge. They're going to be giving you well, this bag, actually, we'll just give it to you.
Very nice. Thank you.
It's about a month's supply of this wonderful blue-green algae natural supplement for your horses. And it's actually not just for horses, it's for people and dogs. So,
wow.
Don't you find we spend all this time looking after our horses?
Yes, we do.
We should look after ourselves the same way.
You know, it needs to be a little bit of a priority.
It really is. It really is. It really is nature's food. But they've courteously given you this package of supplement for you to try with your horses. And let us know what you think. It would be great.
Yeah, super.
Again, all of you who have asked questions, send us an email. We will send you these nice little trinkets or a Hickstead First Leg Up hat or something like that. Which also reminds me, make sure on Christmas Day we are having a draw. I think there's about 300 or 400 people signed up so far.
Fantastic.
If you go to our Facebook page, click on the event, we will be drawing one of those unbelievable paintings of Hickstead.
Oh, fantastic.
To one lucky winner on Christmas Day.
Wow, good luck, everyone.
We have a few more things for you.
Wow.
Our wonderful,
it's like Christmas Day for me.
Well, it is Christmas time.
Yeah.
Our wonderful friends at Farm Vet, who've been good supporters of us over the last year, sponsoring one of the big Grand Prix this summer.
Yeah, for sure.
Had some extra saddle pads and another shirt
Thank you, everyone at Farm Vet.
You
That's
can wear,
really nice.
You can wear that when you go south.
Okay.
Are you planning on going south this year, do you think?
I am. Yeah, I am.
Down to
I've got
California?
some new horses, and I plan on going to Thermal to get going on those ones.
There is a $1 million Grand Prix. It hits Thermal, and it's going to
Yeah.
be great culminating the series, and we hope Tammie's in there.
Fingers crossed.
One other treat. I was out visiting.
look at that.
I was out visiting our friends at Big Rock yesterday, and since it's winter, they're giving you a nice toque.
I need a nice toque.
And how about some Christmas cheer?
Oh,
the
everybody needs
Brewmasters
Christmas cheer.
special. They call it
Angels.
Paul's Angels. It's a seasonal choice from the Brewmaster at Big Rock.
Nice. Thanks,
And
guys.
it was good. Why don't we sign off now? Thanks everybody for doing all this. We're going to have a little toast of our Baileys here.
All right.
It's a little secret. We've been having a little snip of Baileys here while we've been doing this.
Merry Christmas.
It is Christmas time.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Thanks again, and we'll see you in the new year.